Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, guys.
And welcome to the show.
Yep, that's right.
It's 12 Volt News. It's all fun and exciting. However, before we get on to the most pressing of news, Fernando. There is the weather. What is the weather like today?
The weather today here is
overcast.
73. 73, still raining.
Yeah.
You know, nothing crazy.
We got the tail end of this tropical.
Yes.
Tropical
but everything good.
But as far as the rest of you go, let's see what we got going on here. Fang checking in at 66 with rain, of course. I think everyone, as he says, be safe. Neighbors in North Carolina. Yes, they're starting to get what just left us.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning. Good morning, us. Good morning, you.
Good morning.
How are you? Good morning from Vermont. Super warm.
Nice?
55 this morning with rain moving in. I know he's trying to be funny because it's like super warm at 55.
Oh, super warm.
Hello from Seattle, 36. Did you see where Shaughnessy posted pictures of him? What's up, Fang and Fuego?
What's up? What's up?
Just waiting for the usual. Okay. Let's read these things, Dean, shall we? All right, here we go.
Hey.
SEMA in 6-minute video is cool. Look for Baba at 1 minute and 33 seconds. I knew one of you guys would find him. 67 in North Carolina. Nicole's effect. No, he posted. He got back to Canada and it was snowing.
Oh, wow.
And good morning, Mr. Berg. And I was like, yeah, no.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and there was another dude that posted a picture like they can't close their back door when they do trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and he's like, so he's all bundled up. It's like, I was like, forget that. Detroit,
What's
60
up?
today. Tomorrow's 40. Jeez, that stinks. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know what that says.
Recognize this.
Nope.
Solely deal.
49 with a high of 69 in Massachusetts. We might be back there next year.
Massachusetts,
we might be back there for the Go Fest. We might. I don't know. We talked to them for a couple minutes, and they were like, yeah. So I hope they do. We had a great time doing that show. West Virginia checking in at 56 with pouring rain. Yep, you guys are getting what we had yesterday. Yeah. Good Friday, San Diego, 43 and sunny. I bet you it's nice there.
43. How is it gonna be nice? It's
no,
43.
but it's San Diego, man.
What does that
like
mean?
They have a whole nother climate.
We are from Florida.
Yeah, but I know,
there,
but I
painful.
but it's San Diego. I'm just telling you. I think.
It's San Diego.
I'm just saying. With the whole California
doesn't matter
thing,
if it snows. It's San Diego.
Just because it adds like 10 degrees, just because it's California, man.
Okay.
It's sunny. It's got to be great. Phoenix, a 47. Ooh, man.
Kansas City.
We were there. We actually got to go to Kansas City unexpectedly. For 15 minutes. Our Southwest flight landed, dropped people off, and we took off again. And it was scheduled, even though when we booked the tickets, it said it was a nonstop flight.
Yeah, they lied to us.
They lied. Apparently, there's a new category that's not nonstop. It's just stop slightly.
That's right.
And then leave again. Louisville checking in.
Kentucky.
Kicker anniversary of Mr. Irby on the floor at kicker. It's a good video. You haven't seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
Well, it's literally posted everywhere on Facebook.
Hey, man.
Yeah. No, it's it's a good video. They did a nice job.
-20. What? Oh my gosh. Sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah, that sucks. That's no good.
Buenos dias.
For sure.
Buenos dias.
I see my box looking good on the center.
Yeah.
Is it back there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there.
Oh yeah, there it is. Sorry. We're getting ready to redo Fernando's car, but that's for another show, and that gets to go in then. We have a whole bunch of stuff we got to put in. Gold letter kicker subs.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing was we didn't even notice those the first time I went in there.
The first day, the second day, I was like, we have to go see them.
Yeah. And it was like, so the one thing I didn't even see at all was the amplified down-firing 10-inch enclosure,
Right.
Yeah. Comp RT. So, but there again, this was something we saw many moons ago.
Yep.
But I guess they're finally coming out with. I'm excited because that'll be nice.
You know, the picture of the yellow letter.
Gold.
The gold. I'm sorry.
I gotta call
the
it
gold.
Don't upset them.
We saw them before, like
of course.
We had the pictures and everything, and it's like, oh we saw pictures and samples. That's so cool.
But that's what we're expected to.
Yeah.
Good morning from Utah. What's up, Meshman?
Meshman. Meshman.net.
69 and rainy. Ooh, yuck. Well, we have a great show for you today. We have a ton of news that we need to get to. Augusta checking in at 71 and rainy. Yeah, you guys are getting the crap.
Oh yeah, you guys getting a lot.
Since we took a week off, there was whatever. We weren't here.
We took a week off.
Yeah,
really?
We took a week off.
Where we went?
All over the world. There is a ton of news. There's a ton of news. Let's kind of bang through it all and let's have some fun, shall we? All right, so go there, turn that on. That one, no, that one. There we go. DD Audio to add online distribution.
Yeah.
So this I heard of. This was something that some of the guys on the Hi-Fi show were talking about last night, and of course I went and read the article about it, and really what it's saying is that they're moving on. They're expanding their revenue. They're expanding their ability to create revenue for the company. So they're going to an online store, and they're also going to some distributor and one online. So what I can't. That's the worst picture ever of the wire company, Sky High Audio. You can't even read the Sky High. So it's terrible. But anyways, it's one of those things where there's a couple different ways to look at this story. It's the simplest way that I see it is that here's a company that distribution channels that it had wasn't creating enough revenue for it, so it wanted to expand those and or create more revenue that they weren't existing, meaning they were looking kind of stale. So they had to figure out what to do, and that's a very scary thing for a manufacturer to do, especially when you have a core base of how distribution, such as dealers, and you say, well, you guys aren't doing a good enough job, and we need to go elsewhere. Because what's going to happen inevitably is you're going to lose some of those dealers because they're just going to be upset that you did this. Because as an independent retailer, one of the things that is important to some of us is the fact that we have brands that we don't have to compete with online, so that we can offer, so we don't have to play the $29 set of speakers game. We can actually offer products that we can support, and the manufacturer backs us on those. It's a slippery slope. So this is one of those things where they're talking about keeping everything at MAP, which is minimum advertised price, which is very important.
That's very important.
And it's funny because if you think about it, like most companies, big companies like Rockford, Kicker, and all, they spend tons of money enforcing MAP policy. And so it's like these guys think it's just going to happen naturally. And I guess if they have a small enough window of like people that are moving product, the likelihood of it doing that is great. But it's also the article read like they were talking about something that like we didn't know, like most people in the age demographic that buy this stuff buy it online, and I'm like, really? Because I mean, I have a car in the Bay, and it's just kind of a weird thing.
So all right,
Scars bypassing retail outlets like Down for Sound and selling directly. Is this a method to make more money? It's a method to go ahead and shut it off. It's a method to.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. They want to make more money.
Well, no, okay, so no and yes, okay, because there's always several ways to look at this, and all right, so for example, we sell the IRTA 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's how much it cost, what I had to buy it from my engineer.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so that's my price. All right. So this is what I paid for the product after everyone made the money before me.
Correct.
And so now it's me to the consumer. Okay. So the money I make, or that we make on it, I should say, is from what it costs to what the consumer pays for it. So I get that revenue. Now we have vendors that want to buy it from us. So now I have to sell it to them as a reduced price. Because they're going to do marketing and they need to make profit on it. So then our profit goes down on it.
Correct.
And so that they can make profit on it. So we're now going to split the profit between what we want to make and what we're actually going to get. But we could possibly sell more because we've now have partners, and those partners have influence in other areas.
Yeah.
And so, we'll make less money per item, but we might sell more items. All right. So that's kind of the standard business model. When you look at like straight to consumer product, it's the first. It's like we do this, we have no middlemen.
No.
And then it's just so we get a bunch of money. However, you're limited by your reach. You're limited by how many people. That's why Down for Sound and Scar are constantly flooding social media and stuff like that, because they're trying to get into the eyeballs of people. Whereas you look at something like Crutchfield, who has been around since the 90s. A lot of people know who they are, and they don't have to. They try hard, but they don't have to, do things like that. Plus, Crutchfield sells brands. Down for Sound and Scar are selling their own brands. I mean, Down for Sound still sells other people's stuff, because he was a retailer. And recently, we all know that story.
Yeah.
But, so yes, there is a certain amount of money you can make. So the takeaway from most of it is just consider that there's a finite amount of money that you're possibly going to make. You always want to make more, but at what expense are you going to make more? So, sometimes it's a trade-off. Sometimes you make moves and you will make more money, but then you won't. Because you'll sell more stuff, but your money difference will be slightly. And if you're looking for little gains, then that's cool. But this
is my opinion. I feel that they do that because they just want to create more revenue for them. And we always support any dealer, right? I mean, any manufacturer. But if they go straight to the consumers, or like Amazon's and all that stuff online, it's like
no. And there again, once they have a monopoly, they raise their price. And this, yes. I mean, if you really look back at online market or online selling from the early 2000s, when that became all the rage, eBay, a lot of things were cheaper, and now they're back up to map. It took time, but it trained people. They lured us all in. They were drug dealers. I mean, at the end of the day, online retailers started out as drug dealers. Yeah. They gave you the easy fix. Oh man, dude, it's cheaper than anywhere else. And then they raised their price. Once they closed down all the independent retailers, they have no competition. Why would they not?
That's what the drug dealer does.
About.
The drug dealer give you something so you can try, and you're like, oh man, this is good. There you go. Now you got to pay.
At the end of the day, I wish them luck. I hope it works out for them. It's a gamble, as always in business. So good luck. Have fun with that.
Yes.
So for those of you guys, why do I keep? Jeez, man. I'm gonna sneeze. Man. I gotta sneeze.
Don't sneeze.
Ow! Jesus. Oh, that hurts. Okay. So for all you guys that are into VR, how would you like to be in the back seat of a car and do VR? Now, this is a follow-up to a story that we've already talked about. Audi is working on and will be releasing backseat entertainment VR goggles, so that while you're driving down the road, you can have a VR gaming experience. I'm guessing this ties into like the navigation system, maybe, because it's like predictive and it can, when you turn and stuff like that. Yeah. All I think of is puke in the back seat. Do you got any thoughts on this? I got nothing.
No, it's just funny.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just funny. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. That's it. I don't have nothing.
I got nothing.
Sure. Let's do it.
It's one of those stories. All right. So as always, on the new product news, because new product news is where it's at. Focal launches new high-end line, K2 Power M. I love that she took this picture. So a little backstory on this picture. I'm gonna go here. So this is Amy and I at the Vibe House. So Amy was there. Yep. Amy, for those of you that don't know, is the owner of CE Outlook, which was where we get our news from. So thank her very much for providing us our news. It's nice enough to take a selfie with me. So anyways, back to 3. Okay, back to 3. Oh, that's you. So, all right. So here they are. Now, Amy was kind of upset because there is a embargo on information being released about this speaker until like December 6th or something like that.
Yes. Yeah.
And so she's like, how come you guys get to film these things and show them to everybody and I can't write about them? I'm like, because you're a news publication. We're a YouTube channel. I said, and I told her, I said, just link to our video, But there again, we don't talk about specs or anything like that. We just, because there weren't any specs out. There was just them for us to hold and play with. But these are them. This is a new K2 Power 6. K2 Power M6.
K2 Power M.
And there's the big tweeter. That's not really a tweeter. It's going to be interesting.
So yeah.
But yeah, so these are them. Do you have another picture?
I have another picture.
I was gonna say, so there's them upside down. 3-inch voice coils on the mid-range, just like the Utopia M. We compared the two in the video to show you how similar they are. You can kind of see that motor drive of that tweeter, we're calling it, even though it's not a tweeter. It's more of a mid-tweet. So it's an actual driver. It's not just a flat. It's there's a vent just like a regular speaker and voice. Yeah. Anyways, hopefully we'll get a better look at those at some point and talk about them some more.
Yep.
But these are coming out, so that's new to the news. Let me go back to here. There's us, and also in the news, we'll go here. SounDigital to release new Evo X amplifiers.
Yes.
First one up in the mix is, of course, the 1001. This is going to be replacing the smaller chassis 800 series that we did some videos on a long time ago. We still have them mounted up here in the closet.
Yeah.
The 801. This is going to be a little bit bigger chassis, adding in features that now that the regular Evo X line has been out for a while, people have asked for improvements upon. So in order to do that, they had to, kind of be like, all right, well, we went super small, and they are super small.
Yeah,
man.
they are.
An obscenely small footprint to just a little bit bigger. I think this is about an inch bigger, like both length and width.
Big,
so it's still incredibly small for a 1,000-watt amp. We got to see it. They did release it at SEMA, so it was sitting on the counter. And the funny thing is, the funny thing was I go to Tommy. I said, "Hey, what's new?" And he goes, "That amplifier." And I go, "Where?" Because like you got this 8-foot table with this little tiny amp sitting in it, and you're like,
"Oh yeah,
there it is, there it is." So a bunch of new updates to the amplifier. There again, if you'd like to read more about it, you can head over to See Outlook, where it defines all of the cool new features that it has. All right,
and that will be available in 1 ohm or 2 ohm configuration, like they always do. So yeah.
Also new, we didn't get to see this, which is kind of funny.
Yes,
he told us about the radio, but I think the radio was more the draw. If you guys didn't see SEMA part 2, we got a chance to go over to the Nakamichi booth, and they showed us the cool new 10-inch radio that they have that they can literally just pull out. Like it's just a button and the whole thing comes right out, and then you plug it back in and it powers right back up.
Yeah.
Which was really impressive. But Nakamichi, they've had DSPs before. We've done an instruction on one. This is a newer DSP that they're coming out with that has DSD file capability built into it.
Yeah.
So you can plug a thumb drive into it with DSD files. Or stream over Bluetooth. That is a separate module you will have to buy, but the idea behind it is you can take a thumb drive, plug it into the amplifier, and play your DSD files. So it's like a high-res player / DSP / amplifier. It's 8x25, I believe.
See, that's confusing. It's 8x25.
So, but okay, I look at it like this. Okay, so there again, right now it's currently available in the Asian market.
Yes.
And they're going to update it and bring it over here to the States sometime next year.
So they're going to put more power?
No, they're not going to put more power, but as a multi-channel DSP. So it reminds me a lot of the Alpine 850X.
Yeah.
And that it has that internal. Well, no, the X is the new one. The X is the current one. S is 2 years ago, man. Living the now. Anyways, where it has that internal power, but it also has a full complement of preamp. So it's like you can either use power or preamp. It doesn't really matter. So which I'm fine with, because like we've found a really good place for the S or X Alpine piece.
Yeah.
So once people start, it's like, hey, I want to power. I don't want to spend a lot on rear. It's got 25 watts power to set of components.
Yeah.
That's 50 watts, 100 watts to the rear. It's plenty of power. Center channel I need to power up,
For me, that would be just like 50 watts by.
Well, there again, we know that it's an Asian market amplifier, and so that's what they do over there. 25 watts to them is plenty of power. I don't know.
They actually say in the article that you can use Bluetooth streaming but it's gonna down-res the resolution of the music. So
well, yeah. So and you also have to buy the unit separately.
yes.
So the
I'm just
DSD
thinking,
playback.
how are you gonna change your tracks?
It has the display screen.
The display screen.
Yeah, they're just not. Yeah, so you'll have a display screen that you'll control your tracks from.
Okay.
So I mean, if you think about it, it's a combination of a high-res player and a DSP amplifier all in one. So you don't have to go out and buy an Alistair Kern or any, FIO or whatever it is. It's just like plug the thumb drive in. Like I have a thumb drive with all those DSD files on it that we never use because it's like, so this, I can just plug it in. Now, the other side of the story that I thought was interesting is this is Nakamichi.
Yep.
Okay. Nakamichi, this is like their 4th or 5th DSP. Okay. So the only other company, and so this isn't a tier 1 company in the sense that when you look at like the big guys, so you got Alpine, JVC Kenwood, Pioneer, Sony. Pioneer's kind of on their way out just because of, anyways.
They don't have it.
They still do the numbers though, so that's what puts them in there. But so then you have all these other brands that kind of fall in line after that, where they're not as polished, but they are becoming very polished. Like we just saw the operating system that the new one has, and it's like, dude, that thing is on point. So it'll be interesting to see where these go. But where I was going with that is like Alpine is really the only company that has invested any money in DSP as a long-term project.
Yeah.
They're again the S, and they've had DSPs in the past, and they have DSPs now. So when you look at like the big Japanese radio manufacturers, Alpine is really the only one doing it because Pioneer doesn't do it. Kenwood tried
Sony.
No, Sony makes a DSP amplifier. It's not really there again. They had one piece.
Yeah.
Okay. Kenwood had one piece, and they were both unique little pieces. They're not standalone DSPs in the sense. And they're amplifiers. They're not DSPs. Alpine is doing
innovating.
It. Nakamichi has these things, and it's like, when are the rest of these guys going to wake up and realize that, like,
how can these guys are doing it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, you guys need to get your heads out of your asses and start making these products that people are going to start to want. This was a conversation I was having with some of the vendors at SEMA where I was like, hey, are you guys developing this stuff? Because we know what your turnaround time is. It's 2 to 3 years. So it's 2022, man. You're talking, you're not even going to, like, if you started today, 2025 would be the soonest you'd have a product out. Like, it's sad. It's sad. That's the dark side. All right. Moving on to, what one is this? Hold on. I'll just pull it up. What is this? Oh, yeah. And also in new product news, Metra launches new... Okay, so Proscenium. Okay, so this is the problem I have when you introduce a new product line and you pick a word. Like the meaning of this word is really cool. The word is the space between the stage and the audience, what we would call the photo booth. But that is what this is, which is actually quite fitting because these are for high level to low level adapters, and those typically go between the radio source unit and the amplifier. So like when you think of a concert and this and that, it's like a really cool fitting name, but it's also one of those where it's like Proscenium. When they read it to me, I was like, that's gonna just no. Like, I get it. It's cool, and it's actually for Metra. It's Metra always has really cool names for their products. Okay. So, well, I mean, if you look at they don't always seem relevant, but then Proscenium. There again, no,
Proscenium.
Yeah, Proscenium.
What about
doesn't matter. The high level, low level adapters, they're coming out with a bunch of these. Now, this is the first of the batch they're coming up with, and they are coming up with they are literally throwing the kitchen sink at this whole line output converter business. They are coming up with every combination of high level to low level adapter you can think of. As you can see, there's 6 here. I think there's 8 in total.
Yeah.
And they're going to have every combination of high level to low level adapter along with harnesses to work with them. They're coming out with load resistor banks, which you can see down there on the bottom.
Yeah.
Look forward to these in the future. They took us over. They introduced us to them. They talked to us about them. They got our feedback immediately on them. The first 8 will come out, followed up by more. Because they're, like I said, they're throwing the kitchen sink at this. They're going to come out with
lots
of varieties of high level to low level adaptation. because they realize that this is the future, and the cheap high level to low level game is
over.
It's over, man. You know, if you're still buying a $15 high level to low level adapter, and
now let me tell you, that's metal. That's metal.
Oh, it is metal.
It is metal too. The chassis is metal.
It's almost like they were in all these meetings we had with other manufacturers, and we were going, if you're making plastic, nobody wants it. You know, so kudos to them. We'll see how that goes. And then, last but not least, JVC held sales training with the EDA. Now, you guys heard all about this because we were there. And if you look at that cool picture right there in the top right, that orange shirt, guy next to him, that's us. That's us. So we helped them out, did some training. And then in the bottom left-hand corner, Haley'd be remiss if I didn't point this out. That was the hypnotist show.
Yep.
And she is in the gray sweater all the way on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
So bottom right-hand corner there. Because she's like, dude, I'm right there. And I'm like, because, you know, she was cold. So she had a giant, like, extra large sweater that she was wearing. But, yeah, she got hypnotized at the show. Actually, there's like two dudes on the end, her and then the guy. There was one between them and that next guy. So third guy in, they totally both got hypnotized. The rest of them didn't take to, but those two, man, they got brainwashed. It was great. Neither one of them remembered any of that. It was crazy.
But that was awesome.
It was a lot of fun. But yes, it was awesome that we got a chance to be part of this. The articles actually, she did a really nice article. I'm sure. I think Seth probably wrote it.
Probably.
But it was really good. Talked about a lot of stuff, and it mentioned us like twice, which I got to be honest is really the only reason why I put it in the news, because it talked about us like twice.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe 3 times.
We have Steven there. We have Jim from the EDA. Ron, Seth.
Oh yeah, Jim is right there, top center.
I mean, I really.
Marcus,
Marcus, Josh.
Too?
Huh?
Is that Jim there too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, it was a lot of fun. We enjoyed doing it.
Scott.
We love working with manufacturers so that we can bring awesome content. We did film a whole. I gotta get that out now that we're back from SEMA. We got some travel videos we got to get out. Yeah. Isn't that a fruit? I don't know. Is that a type of cheese?
Is that? That's
exactly it might be. What it is. Trust me, when I said, "What the heck does that mean?" and they were like, "Oh, it's," and I go, "That's the photo booth." You know, because like when you go to a concert, that's where the security guards stand, and also where all the photographers are for the 3-song minimum.
Yeah.
So, howdy, what's going on?
What's going on, guys?
So that is what we got going on for the news this week. There was some more news, and like I said, if you're interested in it and you'd like to, not that one. Jeez, oh man, hey, the buttons go crazy. If you're interested, you can always head over to CE Outlook and read the rest of the stories. If you'd like to get deep into the stories. Like you're like, those guys are crazy. Their take on these are ridiculous. And you'd like to read your own and form your own opinion. See, Outlook is a place to go to find that. But don't subscribe or anything like that, because then you'll know the news and then you won't have anything to do Friday morning when we come on and talk to you.
No, just to go and come over here and watch what we do.
Watch what we do. All right, guys, that's it for the news. It's Friday. The week is not over. It's almost over for some of you because it's Friday.
That's right.
Some of you get to ride out today, and then you're done. For those of you like us that have to work, make sure to tune in tomorrow, Saturday at 6 o'clock, over on the regular 5-Star Network. We'll be doing our Q&A Saturday show that we always do, having a lot of fun, answering your questions. Yeah, just doing what we do. You know, it's a lot of fun. Haley and I haven't been home together in like 2 weeks, so we haven't had time to film anything. We do have some that I need to give her to edit, so if I can get a chance to spend some time with her, then I will.
Yes, it's gonna be a live Thanksgiving, like always, guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So update on that. Yeah. The Thanksgiving Day show that is 10 o'clock Thanksgiving Day morning from the beach will happen. And then also that Tuesday before Thanksgiving, we're going to have Brian Schmidt on to talk about and announce the Clean Wire competition that we'll be hosting at Master Tech Expo. 8 people are going to get picked, not randomly. We're picking you to compete for the championship ring, as it were. Mm-hmm. There won't be a ring; it'll be a trophy.
It will.
And I think there's cash prizes and stuff like that. I don't know. There's prizes.
I mean, the prize is like you're gonna be able to go.
I mean, that's a benefit, but there is prizes. You know. Anyways, so make sure to stay tuned. We'll keep you guys informed as always. And for that, Find us on Instagram to find out what's going on in the Bay. Otherwise, you guys have a great rest of your day, and we will see you Saturday or next week. Whichever works for you. Talk to you later, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.